All right, brothers and sisters, what's going on? I gotta share something with you all so we can understand the morality of on a higher level as the original beings. Not only many of us been miseducated in language text, we've been miseducated in the number text. And this is just a short message of numerology on a higher level, all right? We understand a lot of the numbers. We talked about this before, the numbers. The zero, which represents the all, the everything, the void, the nothing, which is dealing with extremely powerful energy, okay? Then you have number one. Number one means solidarity, singularity, judgment, all right? Oneness self. And then number one, conducted with that 0 and 1, like you gotta 0 1, not 1 0 but 0 1, which is singularity, the all within you, connected to the one energy. So you can this, instead of just putting that number 1, you can put 0 1. 0 1 is literally the all to nothing connected with one in singularity. All right, you go within yourself. It becomes a 0 1. When you link into that nothingness, you become the 0 1. Then you got the number 2. Number 2 is which duality. When you talk about duality, you're talking about feminine and masculine energy, dark light. That's your yin yang. It's your electromagnetic. All right, it's your electromagnetic. That's your negative, positive. And you're talking electromagnetic, we're talking, let's link into a term right here, the duality. In order to create life, you must have some electrical and some magnetic energy. You got the inorganic beings who have very little magnetic energy in their bodies, just enough for creation, but mostly made of electrical. But we as the original beings are fully power electromagnetic beings. We have a sun and a moon. The sun represents the masculine, the moon represents the feminine. The sun is the electrical, the moon is the magnetic. When you see the sun, the moon, and the sky together, even though they're not close to each other, you see the sun and the sky, and you see the moon and the sky together. What are they doing? Both of them together are producing, the sun's producing electrical energy and the moon's producing magnetic energy. So you got electromagnetic pulse, which will represent the EMP. Now both the sun and the moon, where you both go into a hyper state, being in the sky at the same time, would create an MP, which would literally knock out all forms of inorganic energy, which would create electricity that we deal with, the computers and everything. So the sun and the moon go into a hyper state. They're both in the sky. That would be your EMP, because both of them in the sky together. The sun produces electrical energy, the moon produces the magnetic energy, and both of them in that sky working together. So every time you see the sun and the moon and the sky together, just say, hey, this is electrical magnetic energy coming down. Because the sun produces electrical energy, they produce magnetic energy. That's your number 2. Your number 3 is going to be your trinity. Okay? You see the numbers all come together. The 0 is the nothing. The 1 is being the singular, the 1 being the singular. But that 1 is literally charged up by the duality, the masculine and feminine, the electromagnetic, the magnetic positive. You see how the numerology comes together. Now you have the electromagnetic, and you talked about the duality, and you talk about the literally takes a turn of the course where it charges up body, spirit, and soul. So this trinity is charged up by the duality. The duality is, in order to tap into that duality, you have to be one in singularity, linked into the nothingness. You understand that? So when you have gotten to this point of you're literally the singular, the one, tapped into the nothing, the zero, the 1 0, the 0 1. When you tap into the nothing, all right, you are literally linking to raw duality, and that duality charges up that trinity, body, spirit, and soul. All right, it charges up that trinity that stakes to number 4, which is perfection. Number 4 is the symbol of perfection. When you go on a symbol of perfection under the energetic cosmos, you come into a number 5, which is balance. That perfect energy that creates balance, that perfect duality, your dark light, your negative positive, your feminine and your masculine, your yin yang, however you want to say it. All right. Now that brings upon that trinity, and that trinity is part of spirit and soul. Go within yourself, body, spirit, and soul, getting charged by the duality of perfection. Perfection brings its own balance. That balance comes in at number 6, which is high spiritual energy. The high spiritual energy goes into number 7. What happens? All 7 of your chakras are aligned. All 7 of your chakras are connected. It takes you into the number 8, which is the infinite. You go into the infinite. When you understand the numerology on a higher scale, which is the infinite, so when there is the nothing, the void connected to your singularity, the one single you, the singularity, the connected to the void, helps you to tap into that duality, the negative, positive, masculine, feminine, dark light, which then helps that trinity, or that body, spirit, and soul become in perfect alignment, which brings upon number 4, perfection, and the perfection brings upon number 5, and that number 5 brings upon 6, which is the high energy, and 6 literally represents the high energy. And you tap into all 7 chakras, you go into that infinite energy, which is number 8, which is the infinite energy is number 8, which is number 9, is the highest on the physical plane. Earth, wind, water, fire. The avatar state. Alright? Earth, wind, water, fire, the avatar state. Then you have the number 10. This is the 0, the 1 0, the one connecting to the all. The 1 0, which represents the electricity. Number 10 represents electricity. You ever see, like they show you on the show, where it's 1 0 1 0 is 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 is 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 is 1 0. It's electricity. So it's electricity. You're the number 9, all right, which your avatar is earth, wind, water, fire. Earth, wind, water, fire. It goes in number 4, which is perfection, back into perfection again. Then you go into a higher scale, and you go in away from the earthly plane, and you literally gonna go into the number 10, and number 10 is solar. When you're dealing with the solar energy, you're dealing with pure electricity. All right, you're combining that earthly energy, the four forces, which is earth, which is the ground, which is the wind, the water, fire. It helps you to connect with the solar, which is the sun, the solar. And then you go into a number 11, which is the lunar, which is the magnetic, which is the sun, which is the magnetic, which is the electrical, which is you have the any of the beings that are dealing with electric energy. And you go into you link into the number 11, which is the magnetic, which is Magneto, which is the lunar. It's dying on the earthly plane, but your 9 is in 10 on the 10 is the sun, 11 is the moon, which is magnetic, and 12 is the atmosphere. 12 goes in the atmospheric energy, and then we say 9 is not the highest of the physical plane. All right, that's just you operating off of full forces. That's number 9. You operating on full forces, but you go in a higher physical plane. You go into number 10. You just go to solar. You go into number 11. You go, which is go number 12, which is atmospheric, and then in the highest form of the physical, your physical vessel, the physical plane, in number 13, where you're linking to the cosmos. You understand, like we understand, we're talking about numerology on a more higher scale. When you go into the cosmos, which is number 13, you link into the cosmos. All right, number 13 takes all the way back to number 0, which is the nothing, the void, going back into the void. Now you're into the cosmic, and this is where you're able to work the laser energy, the photon energy, the plasma energy, but also the plasma energy works at number 13, which is the atmospheric, which when you go into the store, number 13, you go into Cyclops, that infinite energy, that infinite power of the cosmos within you, and this is you building everything up, and everything is on an atomic level. The atoms within your body begin to generate and regenerate themselves, which causes your DNA to literally regenerate. Your DEA, which causes the nucleus that contains the atoms to begin to regenerate itself, and making it more powerful, making it more energetic, making it more frequency based. So you'll understand, this is the numerology on a higher scale. This is numerology on a higher scale. This is going into so many different parameters of the physical vessel that we have still yet to contain. So we're going to start it back over real quick, which 0 is all, the nothing, the void. Nothing, the everything, the nothing is literally the everything is the void. And then you have yourself, which is your 1, the singularity, the 1, the 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. You got 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, which represents the nothing connected to the singularity. But then you have the 1, 0, which is the singularity, which is connected to the nothing, which therefore that's your solar energy. Then you got 1, 1, which is your singularity, connected to the one singular source, which is nature, which becomes your magnetic force, your magnetic field. You understand? Now you did with the atmospheric, that's your storm. Your storm on X-Men, you got see yourself linking to your duality, linking to the atmospheric. But then you got the number 13, the number singular self, linking into the Trinity. All right, becoming a cosmic being. So the 13 is the highest level of the physical vessel. When you start going into 14, 15, and 16 and on up, you start talking about light beings, you talk about photon beings, you talk about plasma beings, you talk about ether beings, you talk about dark energy beings. You got those on a much higher scale. When you're no longer in the physical, all right, when you're no longer in the physical, but you're operating in the etherical plane, all right? So this is this numerology on the higher scale. So you see things, the 0, which is literally the most powerful of all the numbers. Because the 0 represents the all, or the nothing, the void, the nothingness. Yes, 0, the 0 point energy. You talk about the energy so freaking powerful that no one can understand it. So when you put all these numbers together, what happens? You got the 0, which is the nothing connected to your one singular self, which causes you to link into your duality. When you link into our duality properly, it brings forth that trinity, that body, spirit, and soul. And your body, spirit, and soul is literally charged up by the duality because you decide to go into your singularity self. That's your point of meditation, sun gazing, going in, being in the singularity, being one with self, being one with the sun, tapping into the nothing. And now that trinity, your body, spirit, and soul, takes you into number 4, which is pure perfection. Number 4, pure perfection, takes you into that balance, and it causes you to be in balance and gets you in balance. 6 is a high energy. It is in a state of high energy. High energy, your high energy causes all 7 chakras to come into alignment. The 7 chakras come into alignment, takes you into that place of infinite energy, infinite power. That infinite energy, infinite power takes you to that place of the avatar state where you're able to all be right things on earthly plane, earth, wind, water, fire. All right, earth, wind, water, fire. When you're operating on things on an earthly plane, that's your number 9. But then your number 10 takes you higher than earthly planes, takes you to a solar plane where you operate things on the electrical level. But that solar plane takes you to a higher plane where you operate things on a magnetic level. All right? So when you see the sun, the moon, the sky, you're just think, oh, this 10 and 11. Oh yeah, 10 and 11. Because you got that duality. You got the sun in the sky and the moon in the sky at the same time. They're producing electromagnetic energy. You're going through that point of the number 10 to the number 11. All right. Number 10, which represents the solar plane. The number 11, which represents the lunar plane. One is the solar electrical. The lunar is magnetic. All right. And then what happens, you move up to the higher plane, which is the number 12, which is the atmospheric plane. You're moving in the atmosphere. You're operating on an atmospheric level. All right? You got high enough into that atmosphere that you go into the cosmic level, which is the number 13, which number 13 is the highest. It's the highest number of the physical form. It's not number 9. Number 9 is the highest level in the physical form. And number 13, where you're operating in a cosmic level and no longer on the physical plane. So that 10 and 11 and 12, when you're going into the solar plane, the lunar plane, the atmospheric plane, that literally takes you to the cosmic plane. You're operating things on a cosmic level, but that means you can't operate things still on number 9. You can operate on number 9. When you tap into the number 13, which is cosmic level, you're able to what? I have no idea.
You gonna let the dog out?
Yeah, I'm gonna let him out once I'm done talking. And your body is vibrating at such a higher level that you're linking to these higher forms of energy, these frequencies. All right, and then your atoms begin to restructure themselves and begin to expand and begin to rebuild themselves. You become highly vibrational. This is what the higher you operate in these higher levels and these higher vibration, which means your DEA is restructured. What?
Did you put the dishes away?
I guess. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Seeing numerology on a much higher scale. When you talk about the 14, the 15, the 16, the 17, you talk about the ethereal plane. You talk about the plasma beings, the photon beings, the ether beings, the dark energy beings. All right. Then you have the light beings, the dark beings. You got the crystal beings. There's on an even higher level. You're talking about the crystal beings. You're talking about these metallic beings that. The beings is made of pure metal. That's on a much higher plane. You got the beings, the mineral-based beings, these rock beings. Everything's just continually moving on a higher level. So understand what numerology on a higher scale. All right? When you grasp a concept of this, then you begin to see things on a completely different level. All right? So I'm gonna catch you guys later. Just want to share that with y'all. Now I'm gonna take me a rest and watch some YouTube videos. All right, catch you guys later.